All right, let's do the game and the audio. All right. So this is Sovereign Syndicate. This is a really cool looking CRPG that instead of using dice rolls, uses tarot, and is in a really kind of interesting like fantasy steampunk thing. Atticus Dolly, Chapter 1. Follow Atticus as he explores the seedy underbelly of London's East Docklands in search of his mother, a reason for living, and his next fix. Wait, didn't this have controller support? I think. Oh, nice. Okay. So we're picking his archetype. Blaming his fiery temper on Minotaur blood, he embraces intimidation in combat, swearing he has a handle on his vices. So he gets some stats. His major arcana is the Chariot, and he is intimidating. Oh. Excuse me. As a magician, he's changed in escape trips and sleight of hand. He is light-footed and nimble for a Minotaur. Wit. Rationality suits him in a world that is unforgiving. He meets challenges with a silver tongue and understands basic machinery. I always like that. Sorry to say it. You pointed out it is early. Atticus Yeah, that's fair. I think the top hat does a lot. He grew up in a crowded orphanage using illusory magic to disguise himself as human. He moderates his urges and keeps a cool head. Is he just holding a katana weird? It's a sword cane. It's a sword cane. Because this is London, Brian, so of course if he has a sword, it's a sword cane. Sword cane, the katana of London. Listen, let's, you know, he's a magician. Let's make him be a magician. Sword cane that fits the steampunk nerd aesthetic. Man has leased himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask and he will tell you the truth. Oscar Wilde. This is, man, they're really illusionist. You do your little tricks. Best part of a sword cane is you just whack people with the cane. Yeah, the cane is still like a very, versatile item. Dark shape looms over you. Against the guttering lamplight, the black shadowed form hovers unsteadily like a cutout in a magic lantern. You can't be sure whether it's a real living thing or another grim manifestation from your week-long bender, which at first blush you appear to have survived. Or is it the faiths of death come to claim you? In any case, the specter seems to be in no hurry to move along. Painful memories pick your gin-addled brain. Now you recall why you're here. You chose this alleyway in London's East End to drown the last of your days in drink. Well, if this apparition isn't the angel of death, then even at suicide you have failed. Damn, we're so chill. Old crone. He's coming, wake up. Get out of my head, you old crone. Atticus Wit. Nothing but a dark silhouette for a face. No, it's a mask. Oh, we've got we got Disco Elysium. We got Disco Elysium happening here. It's Disco Elysium. Self-reflection. His voice is cold and mechanical like the hinge of a heavy iron door, concealing his identity, no doubt. I like how the text is displayed a lot. Let's see. Can we click any of these things down here? Oh, hell yeah, we can. Neat. Humors. We got humors, y'all. As you play, you'll accumulate humors. When a humor bar is filled, the attribute increases by 1. Each humor is related to an aspect of your being and will increase the more you indulge or exercise that part of you. Phlegm, yellow bile, black bile, blood. Classic. Animal instinct. Feeling melancholic, got you. So I am male, minotaur, magician, commoner, poor, charlatan. Okay. I've unlocked a major arcana card. There are 19 cards from the major arcana to unlock. Each major arcana card is unlockable only by a specific player character. Cards in the major unlock specific personality traits. Once unlocked, you'll be able to select dialogue options that require that trait. So I have the Star. This character's gained the Charlatan trait and will now be able to select dialogue options that require that trait. We got a journal, which is empty. We have an inventory. Love to see it. And then the options menu, which I don't think I checked, like... Okay. So we have to do a self-discipline check. Oh, we got the 8 of Cups. Nailed it. +1 phlegm. Nailed it. Who are you? Instead of a response, he proffers me a tin stippled flask. Tarot? Yeah, it uses tarot instead of dice rolls, which I think is kind of interesting. I'd been hoping for a hair of the dog, but alas, it is the caloric bite of London tap water. +10 hope. Better than a parched mouth, or at least a bit restorative. Stowing the flask, the stranger leads back into the dim light of the gas lamps. I can finally see his features in full. He wears a brass-buttoned traveling waistcoat, complete with a scarlet hood and a mask of ornate gold panels. It glitters in the gaslight, delicately crafted. Finery like I've never seen. On your feet now, you sorry sight. Dizzy from the head rush, it's hard to keep my balance. Who are you, and what do you want with me? A friend in need of your services. A friend, but a man of his station so deep in the docklands spells trouble. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. That's a, you know? Yeah, this is very Disco Elysium-y. I need a moment to get my bearings. Fair enough, but I'll be watching. The stranger pulls back his waistcoat, showing off a gilded flintlock pistol. Over the years, many a minge bag have come to collect this barmy naff. Can I? Yeah, okay, good. I need to play that. I think you would enjoy it. I think you would dig it. A minge bag is a despicable person. This barmy naff, unstable or mentally unwell. I'm glad I can hover over the Cockney slang. So many outstanding dents and foregone second chances. Is it all catching up to me? No matter. Let it be tonight. Oh, I lost hope. Fuck. Temperament is a representation of your character's mental state, progressing from desperate, weary, content, optimistic to hopeful. Your choices can change your character's temperament. Certain dialogue choices are only available based on your temperament score. Come now, things aren't clear. Surely things aren't so dire. I have another task. It's up to me, seeing every impulse to an outcome, snuffing out the pleasures of life, should I so desire. I think my fucking you fucking minge. That sounds like a thing I shouldn't say on twitch.tv. My self-discipline is higher than my wit. I'm gonna go with that. It can't be that dire, don't call me Shirley. What I need is peace and quiet, a place to clear my mind. Not sure if it's peaceful or quiet behind that padlocked door. You might at least escape the stranger. All right, hold fast to my sanity. Hello? Hello? This is a disco-like? Yeah. It is very... Okay, so left stick is move. Except left stick. Okay. That's fine. Left stick do nothing. The Illustrated London News, this week's edition. Fleet-footed journalist takes the East End, underground and undercover. The hard-boiled scoop on the courtesan killer. Who's really behind these murders? What is Scotland Yard still hiding from the public? Read on for the gory details. The story will boil your blood. Yeah, let's ponder the news. Your inner voices are at odds. When you choose one voice over the other, this changes the balance of your humors. Over time, these voices become stronger. Self-reflection. It's a shame. No one deserves to die like that. I think my animal instinct is really high. Yeah. Well, I appreciate the Defined Scotland Yard. Even I've heard of it. It never hurts to be like, hey, that's what that is. Okay. Especially for stuff in the setting, you know? Let's see here. Okay. Maybe not, but they knew the risks. The East End is an unforgiving place. Choice is a luxury some cannot afford. What choice do I have in the matter? Dollies? Short for dolly mobs. Yeah, sure, let's investigate the murders. I'm no police special, but I'll see what I can find. Yeah, why not? Let's fucking investigate the murders. What do you think I'm here just to goof around? An evening cane concealing a steel blade in a cherrywood sheath. Below the brass figurehead is a band of crushed velvet. Battle scarred with a worn handle. Suitable in aristocratic circles. Should keep better track of my belongings, even on a gin bender. Should I have my cane sword? Jennifer, gut rot, and dried gin bottles are strewn about, broken and empty. Wager those are the remnants of a day drowned in sorrows. Feel like ages ago. What's left of my stash? Worth a closer look. Unlikely. Yeah, let's go. To make a skill check, you will draw a card from one of the 4 minor arcana decks. Each deck contains cards numbers from 1 to 14. They also contain the World, which will always succeed, and the Fool, which will always fail and reshuffle. Oh, so when I draw, is that card out until it reshuffles? I thought their number of 19 major arcana was weird. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to have something that's like, this always wins, this always loses. Slatted wood basket made from hazel cuttings. Might belong to someone in the tenements. I can smell the rotting fish from here, several days past. Hippered herring, 8 required to succeed. Can I? No? All right. Oh, no. Oh. I lost hope because I puked. Listen, we're a weary guy. You know? I guess it was a red herring. Boo. Julia Betram O'Brien, orphans missing from Sacred Heart Orphanage. Small reward furnished upon any information. I remember this place. I'd rather not think about it. Brother and sister gone missing from where I was brought up. Being an orphan myself, should I be the one to investigate? There are unsettled spirits in the Docklands. Like it or not, I play a part in their pageantry. Hopefully not as some marionette with strings to pull for their amusement. And I should leave no cobble unturned. Listen, these are the sorts of games where you just gotta be like, what's that? I'll do it. Sure. That's how I play them, at least. I'm just always like, yeah, what's that quest? I'll do it. Yeah. Two ruleless souls taking their ease in the heat of a steam vent. One of the few free comforts we had in old London town. This one's Poe Pickett. Drifts around the city so much it's hard not to know him. Might not remember me, though. Balderdam. Dash that landlord. Bloody meter. Coward. Refuses to fix the heat in my abode. Them mutton shunters? Damn. I'm typically that person, but I specifically turned down a quest in DOA before the game ate itself. I think there's a different, there's a point in games when it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that thing. But if it's like, do you want to, you know, something like that where it's like, do you want to investigate the missing orphans? Yeah, sure, if I can, what am I gonna, if I don't, that's just less game, you know? Until you get to the point where you're going, ugh, so many bullshit side quests, I'll never get things done. And someone approaches me to ask if I thought about not doing them, I shrivel up into a speck of dust. The unfortunate's companion lies stretched out on the ground, his tattered garments splashed with ale stains. Not that I'll miss the old quarters. No, I'm not gonna do that. Well, with the endless boiled double troubles, it was not much warmer in here than out there. It's like me in Starfield, I could just not run down every person whose issues I overhear, but I wanna. Oi, Horns, if you're not here handing out hot meals, bugger off. Talking takes thinking, and I ain't got a lot of that to spare in case you didn't notice. Alright, well, fuck you too, guy. You overhear a lot of people talk about their problems. I am of the opinion that is bad game design. But that's me. Just some gears on the street. We're literally just okay. There's so many. This town is so steampunk. This town is so steampunk. There's just gears on the street. Military grade reinforced with barbed wire. The sign reads werewolf containment zone. Electric bolts arc between the fence posts. The smoky ozone scent floods your nostrils. I'll take a running start and charge straight through it. No! Sure, let's take a look. Okay, we failed. Can't make heads or tails of this in the dark. Besides, I'm no engineer. No, I'm not gonna... Yeah, let me just run at the electric fence. Last night's hard to recall. Bodily aches suggest they threw me out around closing time. Maybe you can cut it with your big metal sword. Okay, so gears and cogs are apparently their own currency. A heavy door that's blocking my escape from the stranger. There's an oxidized chain and padlock over the hasp. A hinged metal plate that fastens the door, fitted with the metal loop for a padlock. Oh, that's what that's called. Should be a soft job as long as the lock isn't rusted through. I think my spryness is my big stat. Yeah, but so we have a likely chance on animal instinct. So let's, yeah. I drew the 100 of, oh, I drew the world. I drew the world. The passage is lined with stone walls deep from the evening fog, and the underground steam boiler used to heat the tenements above. Barrels line the walls, seem to occupy every available space in this underground storeroom. Cane rats scurry and squeak in the corners, kneading at their nests. The air is stagnant and full of dust and mold. A ways off, there's the sound of a pump house at work, no doubt channeling sewage into the Thames. There's a dim light ahead. Perhaps you can find help, or at least a way out of the stranger's grasp. On your guard, no telling what's down here. I've seen the worst of the underground in my days. If trouble comes, I've got my blade and a silver tongue. There's immediately a man. Red cedar paneled and cornered with iron, a sturdy but time-worn container. Listen, he's sleeping. I'll... No need to break into everything. What am I, Minotaur or Magpie? Diamonds in the coal and flash in the cobbles. That's the old limerick the urchins would sing. The only sounds are the dripping pipes, the scurrying of rats, and the gears in your skull. Christ on a high wheel, will you open the box already? Bam. There's only that gin bibber behind us. He's too full of liquor to pay attention. Trousers with a bib sewn across and pulley zipper fastening. The head torch runs on a copper coil battery. There's boots and breeches. The waistcoat has enough pockets to carry a dining set. To be sure, it's a sandhog uniform, a construction worker in the underground tunnels. So what if I tear the seams? It's not like anyone's missing this pile of rags. Shoulder flaps will have to hang loose, my chest being too wide to snap the buttons down the placket. Yeah, 50-50, let's go! Yes! King of Cups. Just gotta force it. Emptying my lungs, I abandoned the brass buttons, reaching instead for the torso belts. They fastened to the very last punch hole. Sandhog uniform added to inventory. This could be a line to lay off the swill for a while. Maybe so, the source of many troubles. Oh, and now I'm different. Now I got a little... Look at that! Look at me! Task started, cut back on your drinking. Naysayers will gab as they please, but I'm ready for a change. That's enough maundering, get on with it. Yeah, this is definitely a, not +1 Flemmy's gonna sound like me. This is definitely a, what's it called? Like Disco Elysium inspired. A 30-something cove? Man. All right, just say man. Why do you give another word for man? I like all the steampunk robots in your brain arguing about your drinking habit. He was on guard, easy now to get by him. Or bash his head and might be safer that way. He's only schnickered beyond Hey Matt, which one do you call beloved? Curious. Can't remember his face, but that's one thundering night terror he's having. Anything in his pockets? Yeah, fuck it. Bam. +1 blood. Oh yeah, Liz, I got some money. Got a little money. Hey Matt, why did you put that uniform on? I don't know, it was there and I did it. You know, sometimes you just do a thing. Battered crate moldering in sewer grime. Glad I have this mask on. It should keep the dust out. Yeah, open it. Ah, the fool! The fool is me. Hobnail gashes my wrist. Ugh. It's a pry bar. Length of braided horsehair, stale and hardly salable. Yeah. Get some rope. So we've got rope and a pry bar. Wait, what is it? Okay. Pry bar, I'll never need that. Rope, why would I need it? Yeah, like why would, you know? That head torch, he could be on patrol. I don't suppose he takes kindly to trespassers. Where can I hide? There's a pool of shadow at the back of the hallway. Spryness and charlatan. Oh yeah, good spot. Salable, you know, like... Surprised myself with this physique. It's a wonder he didn't see me. Can I go back this way and fight him? No, is he over here? No, that'd be funny. Yeah, I've got a tool to open this. I like that it's like, oh yeah, I could just pull it up, which is hard. I could use this rope, which gives me a bonus, like, or I could use, you know, the pry bar. There we go. Bully, that steel bar was the ticket. There's a latch compartment below the manhole cover, but it's padlocked too tightly to break. I'll need a key. Makes a speech check harder. My fumbling hands come up empty. There's nothing here but the cache I can't open. I'll need to come back with a key or a blasting cap. Yeah, bomb it open. Fuck yeah. Furnace automaton. Padlock has a carbon steel shackle. Oh, see, again, I can use the pry bar. Man, this pry bar... Minotaur with a pry bar fucking can take care of everything. I got a bottle of gin and some money. Bully, an expression of approval. I love it. And 4 cigarettes. -5 hope, +1 black bile. Speak up, who disrupts the air? Sandhog business, clear the way. Believe me, I won't hold you back. It's nice to know another workman. You must know of the operations down here. It's about those barrels along the wall. No doubt they're being used for smuggling. Of course I know what's going on, but since you were so slapdash to bring it up, I need to make sure you haven't been peaching. Informing upon squealing. Oh, that's right, and fly. The name's Hera, if it helps. Filing reports you might need. I'm built to improve. The letters Hera are emblazoned on its chest plate. Ask about the acronym. Heat Energy Regulation Automaton, the latest iteration. Hera, wife of Zeus, and in case it suits you. Thrilled to hear it. Now, can I help you? I'll get back to the flame. No, you know what? Let's just... There's a grate that leads to the sewers. Barring that, nowhere else to go but the way you came. Hot coals. Banged with an unsurpassed dexterity. Nothing to do here but stare at the flames. Tiger bright flames in the brass-bellied furnace. Dying and living and dying. Keep just... Here's a glimpse of the end for so many. Eternal pain for those who believed in it, for the lost ones who believe in nothing. Seems like the furnace has opinions of its own. Animal instinct, keep staring. It's wonderful, but I'd stop before I damage what little sight I have. Oh, no. Fine. First you play a game with a Jesse, now you play a game with a wit. What in tarnation? It's wit like brains, not a character. Come on, Jesse. Come on. Edging through the grate, you're greeted by the droning sound of rushing water and a smell that's near unbearable. Hanging in air so thick you can almost taste it. Hooves are clumsy in the dark as you stumble along the passageway, the sound of water flow and machinery echoing off the bricks from all directions. A meshing of gears that's familiar but unsettling. Following the light, you come to a torchlit chamber, but it seems you're not alone. Notes of troubled voices peek over the noise. An air of indignance and irritation, but also fear and desperation. Something's not right. You've stumbled on an argument, no doubt, but worse than that is a deep foreboding. Something else shares these sewers. A deeper evil crawling through the bowels of London. It's zombies. It's probably zombies. It's usually zombies. Oh, I don't want to be a bummer. I don't want to be a bummeroo-skoo. We're gonna run into this patrolman, I think. Who's that creeping in the shadow light? State your business. A Cyclops with a pike spade. Sandhog, what's your business here? He's full of piss and vinegar, but also full of poppycock. I wager his authorities a claim and nothing more. Oh, I can't do that for some reason. I already have a stranger to worry about. Am I up to challenging this lanky bloke? Apologize and ask for the way out. Captain of the pump house, that is. Pardon me, Captain. As I said, I'm just looking for the way out. Didn't mean to trespass. Sorry, mate. Nowhere to go but the way you came. Dash it all. Well, he knows about the lay of the land. It might be worth a few more questions. Understood. How about that scuffle down there? A tall fellow holds weight with the hounds. I shouldn't like to interfere. Surely there's another way out, perhaps toward the pump house. Off limits. Besides, she's locked down for maintenance. If I were you, I'd head up street side before the morning doves. Pump house captain breathes a sigh of relief, eager to be back to his patrol. Love to just find cogs on the floor. There's a door just beyond where they're standing. It'll be one way to escape this mess. If I turn back, I might find a place to eavesdrop. I should check that ledge that's cropping out above them. I can drop some eaves. You'll pad my pockets till I say die. He's hounding this poor girl for capital. Money, yeah. Only a ladsman would stoop so... A ladsman? A criminal teaching children how to steal in exchange for a cut of profits. A ladsman is a... I've never heard that phrase. I'm sick of stealing and I'm sore of begging all the more. Doesn't seem like a fair fight. She might come to harm if I step in. If I don't step in. Self-discipline, go down there and break it up. Intervene quickly. What's my self-discipline? Kinda high. A mad ladsman. Lower than my animal instinct. Better think fast. What can I do from here? Oh yeah, throw the barrel at him. Done. Oh. Boom. Oh. Nice. Bears, how are you doing today? Eat shit. Matt, which game is this? The now playing title is incorrect. Oh, did I not change it? I didn't change it. I didn't change it. This is Sovereign Syndicate. I forgot to change it. Cut purse. Did I with a barrel, eh? No idea what a burden he was. One less double dealing scoundrel. Glad to be rid of him. Thanks for the assist. The name's Annika Johansson. Pleased to be acquainted. I'm Annika's Daily. Doing well, thanks. That's good. That's good. How's the how's the job you started? How's that going? That lad would show us how to make a living, but there's never any future for us. So I'm thinking of joining a circus that travels across Europe. I loved the circus when I was younger, snuck in through the back fences. Not sure if I love it, but it seems to be a way out. A sadness in her voice like a heavy rain at sea, dampen in the bones. Have my morning breakfast bar and tea. Hell yeah, I love that. What's your talent then? Throwing knives? Where the wheel is spun and a living target is skillfully avoided. I practiced with Bertram till he disappeared. Now I don't know whether to look for him or leave the city. What does he need my help with? It's about Bertram. If he's alive, I'd like to say goodbye. If you don't get to the bottom of it, you might regret it forever. Job's a job, pays the bills, half day on Fridays, and a 5-minute commute. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. Wits increased to level 10. Bow. Yeah. That's right, there was a woman once, when I was living in Galway. No, it's too painful. Besides, the girl's beginning to stare. Sir, you were drifting? Only a momentary lapse. Is there any chance you'd help me find Birdie? He went missing along with his sister Julie. Bloody hell, why not? Oh, thank you. It isn't much. Take these cogs for your troubles. I'll see what I can find myself, and I'll meet with you, and we can share information. Bully! I'll make a fine detective. Bertram and I were living down here, but now the water's too high to get to our hidey hole. So many of us going missing, I'd better move on anyway. What about the hidey hole? We had a little safe house behind the retaining wall, but now with the pump house being serviced, the water's too high. I'll see about draining the water. Any job you don't hate doing going to is all right to some degree. Take my visiting card in case you need to get in touch with me. I'm not often home, but you can leave a message with Aunt Selena in the shop below my quarters. Of course, Mr. Daly. Together, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of this. Smells rather dangerous, at least the inexperienced. Oh yeah, let's get a flask of laudanum. Hell yeah. A monstrous door of high carbon steel. No way without a key or high explosive. Bell end. Must lead to an even murkier chamber. Treacherous, no doubt, but also full of intrigue. No escape from the stranger that way. You'll need a key for the door. I had to go look up how the terrors utilized. Seems neat. Through the hall is a chorus of machinery, the torpid crank of some heavy clockwork, the chittering of a telegraph, and the ever-present rumble of steam in the walls. The archway's fit for a blast door that's been left open. Control room for the pump house, no doubt. Yeah, surely it belongs to the engineer. Respectfully, Sandhog, I've got a deal of maintenance on my hand. It's a grizzled face and world-weary slump to his shoulders, yet there's still a spark in his eyes. Better make a decent impression out the gate. Oh, so I'm not intimidating and I'm not self-reliant. So all I can do is try to scare him. I don't. My animal instinct did go up. Listen up, shovel lugger, I've got a few questions. Mind your damn business. This one hardly suffers oops, I should keep that in mind. I've got nothing to say to you. Better not fash with it. Oh, okay, I pissed him off, and so... There's no escape in the sewers, only more danger you've narrowly dodged. But it's nothing so ghastly as what might become of you in the hands of the stranger. You hardly ever see a handheld firearm in the docklands. That means he's come from afar to track you down and he won't give up easily. And what of this old crone mumbling in your mind? Will another gin slumber put a seal on her words, or is she now more than a figment? Is she in step with your pulse and your heartbeat, so deeply rooted you might never escape her raspy chattering? By the break of morning you should have some answers, but until then, you stumble on the cobbles, half woken, the hangover clawing your skull like a prisoner in bondage. Oh, we could go back here. I like that guy's just there. He's just chilling. He's like, you know, search high and low for unique types of gin. I always love these sorts of quests where it's like find all these weird hidden items. I'm always like, yeah. How do you like the finery? Might have served you down there, but it's not permissible where we're going. Does he ever lighten up? Right then, you ready, sight? Let's get going. We'll need you batting on a full wicket. Shall I let him ragdoll me through around East London? Very easy. Oh, am I just gonna bowl him over? Look how big I am. I take a swing at him and he dodges deftly. Even so, I make a pass at his handgun, but he swats me away like I was a child. You can't shake me off. I'm not one of your debts. Soldier's cold and steely gaze. He must have seen combat, scores of bodies like I can't imagine. It's a rictus curse. The blood is hardly pumping in my veins as the fight leaves my body. Fine then. If I'm to meet my end, spare me the pain of it. I'm glad we understand each other. Where are you taking me? Nah, it failed. He merely grunts and snatches my arm, ready to lead me off. I'd rather not suffer more than I have to, but at some point you'll tell me what you're planning. No time for dawdling. Seems as if London left you behind. Humor me for the evening. Otherwise, I'll deliver the bounty on your head and I won't have wasted any time. Your headache rages with a fierce second wind, and every step is a hammer and nail in your psyche. The stranger's reckless pace only makes matters worse, his arm like a vice grip, dragging you down a maze of twisting alleyways until at last a string of paper lanterns appears, buoys in a sickening sea of the night, the cherry glow of Red Lantern Lane. Within waves of jasmine and sandalwood incense, memory washes fear away. This might be the only place that could convince you to keep on living, even if just for a night. The gas mantle above the door fills you with fondness, cleansing the rust from your mind-gouging hangover. You've arrived at the Red Lotus Den, the only place you've ever felt at home. No need to be pulled along now. You go willingly inside. Happy now? Body aches in deep uncertainty in the bones. It's hard to be happy like this. Allow me to rephrase. Have you ever been happy? Can't say that I have, but I've gotten close to it here. Withdrawals. They can muddle our head and make us weak. Don't worry, you'll feel better soon. Illusionist. Away from prying eyes, a fine chance for change of appearance. Oh, I don't have illusion. Oh. Oh, man. Guttering grease lamp pings through the glass. I hurt my eyes if I keep staring at it. Just get in the bath and never talk to the guy. Plus 10 hope. And hey, it's brightest level 18. How about not smelling like vomit and cane rats? We shan't offend the ladies. Centaur Bouncer. The centaur leers his misshapen chin a shelf for his cigarette, jutting from a jangle of bad teeth. Good evening, sir. We'd like to gain admittance. The scally ignores him and turns to me. I must say I'm impressed by his nerve. Let the cowpea slur for a minotaur. Great, love it. No quarrel, here for the lotus. Is that so? We're here for the lotus, nothing more. Not buying it. This one's got a screwed up fizz. Did someone forget to mug out your stall this morning? Damn. I smile as condescendingly as possible. Something wrong, I spec. Need a pretty ring through it. Heifer? A specifically hateful slur for a Minotaur. Damn, why do y'all gotta be throwing slurs? We got a luxury booth. Best in the house. The damage is done. He called me a heifer. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get at him. This is a clean place, and your lot's not welcome here. Always fighting and whatnot. Listen, lad, you're clearly a new hire, but if you don't let me in, I'll have a word with Bixby about his staff. Bigsby, eh? We'll see about that. He'll be making his rounds any minute. Out trots Mr. Browncoat, surely to come to see what all the fuss is about. He wears a long-faced countenance, a golden pocket watch, and a leather-tinted pince-nez settled low on his aquiline nose. Despite his careful preening, the turbulence of a life lived in the margin shows on his face. Hello, hello, what have we here? Sorry there, Bixby. The bouncer was just saying how Minotaurs are no longer welcome in your fine establishment. Why not? A Minotaur is welcome here like any other customer. Oh yes, sorry, Mr. Browncoat, I should have known. We'll talk about this later. As you can see, there are clients to entertain. Bixby darts at a disapproving look at the bouncer. I suppose good help is hard to find, but rest assured, you'll have a private booth and bottomless hot tea on the house. Now, gents, let us away. Yeah, if someone's racist, just tell their boss on them, and then they'll give you nice things. That's how it works. Bixby ushers you through the door, leads the way down the back stairs, the stranger on your heels like a stubborn shadow. The Red Lotus is draped in a haze of pale smoke, dotted with flickering candles and incense glowing like cinders in the night. The smell of burning opium is dark and rich, like a batch of overdone biscuits, with a sharp, fishy afterbite. The pale red glow from the Chinese lanterns paints the space in perpetual twilight. It's easy to lose track of time within these walls, whiling away your days in a blissful waking dream. Just chilling in an opium den. What's that gear clattering racket? Jet of steam cuts through the quiet of the den. What's an automaton doing here? If Minotaurs are welcome, why not Tin Willies? Tin Will. Six of heady incense waft in the air, always burning no matter the flow of customers. How you doing, my guy? A sleeping poppyhead is draped over a mattress in the corner, drooling idly on his shirt. Fancy that, an errand wallet is poking up from the corner of his slacks. Very easy, spryness. Oh, and of course we draw the world on very easy. What's that in the crack behind him? To clarify the rule, one needs to be clear about posterior clefts. A whole damn pound. What did this tosser even intend to do with it? Damn. Matt, why are you stealing from everybody? It's a demo, it's chill. The floor pit has benches with tuft upholstery and pillows costing a halfpenny an hour. Normally a pillow and a pipe set's more than enough to fit my fancy. I sit here to save money, buying half bowl at a time. Bookshelf. A sturdy yet musty old bookshelf. The spine shows such titles as Arcane Magic on the Eastern Edge of Ruin, Opium Through the Ages, and parlor games Love in the Dreamtime. If I get away with it, I'll rob people blind in video games and then demand money for saving them. Your Honor, this is the demo. I'm legally allowed to steal. Another gentle customer off on a journey to the land of Nod. Yeah, fucking just steal from everybody. Crit again, my guy. I'm so good. I'm so good at thievering. The dwarf has a calm and amicable look, with a set of crystal blue eyes sharply intelligent, and a red mustache that's so full it could crawl off his face and build a cocoon. His beard is elegantly braided in the common style. I finger the brass rings in my own goatee, which is coarse and stringy by comparison. How do you do? Hard to say. Once I've had it fixed, I'll be more clear-headed. I know the feeling. Name's Theodore Redgrave, Brotherhood of Boffins. Technical experts. Most people just call me Teddy. Your automaton, has it got a name? This here's Otto. Perfectly friendly he is, if a little odd. Stands to reason, though, who among us isn't a little odd? Struth, if I've ever heard it said. It's... What do I call you, sir? Atticus Daly. Teddy pats the automaton with his fat paw. Mr. Daly, from the both of us, it's a pleasure. Otto's gonna need some tweaks before the brawls. I'm sorry? You must mean the pit fights. What is that? Wait, brawls? You must mean the pit fights. Why is pit fights? Like that. You must mean the pit fights. Aye, the werewolf pits. I'm a hunter of fell beast and monster. After the pit fights, these outlaws are all tattered down. Much easier to take in for a bounty. Only 3 days ere the moon is full-bellied. Better to have a good mind to who you... Oh. That's true. I just knew you were a man of culture. That's on top of having the kind of stature I look for in a cove eager to be on my docket while taking in pit fights. This is a no racism against werewolves zone. I mean, they're just... Apparently they have werewolf pit fights? I don't know. Fetching offer, I don't want to commit just yet. Besides, the stranger wouldn't want me to be led astray by such endeavors. He strikes me as the kind of fellow who'd cross oceans and deserts while giving chase to his quarry. If I had a little scrap to sell, would you be interested? And sure, those cogs are worth a bit of sterling. There you go. Bomb. Done. Sell all those gears I found on the ground. Lattice wooden screens and high-backed seating provide some comfort and privacy for those that can afford it. The booths are made of luxurious calf leather, well-oiled and plush with dimpled riveting. Delicate china and exclusive menus of the den's offerings available for those of a more discerning taste. Seems I'm in for a treat on account of the stranger's pocketbook, as fat as a Christmas goose. Let's show a little restraint. Surely he didn't bring me here for the elevated conversation and pleasure of my company. Better be on my guard. He could have killed me and collected on my bounty, but he didn't. I should hear him out. Yeah, self-discipline up to 12. It's worth seeing what he's after. Infuriating, but I can't keep the crone from intruding. Nevertheless, the stranger's waiting on me. What if right here's where the demo ended? Like right before the thing. The menu is embossed with an array of oral morphines, liquid and powder cocaines, and all manner of midnight oil. Teddy seems an interesting chap. The automaton's quite something, isn't it? Bugger the small talk. Why'd you bring me here? You have plenty of time for explanations. Why don't we start with a sample of some of the den's wares? Careful now. He's obviously trying to curry favor, although it'll be good to loosen him up. With so many dear poisonous variations, it'll be hard to decide what hits the spot. I must say I'm impressed with your discretion. I would have thought any fix would do. You're just greasing the wheels for whatever it is you want from me. We'll see if you sing the same tune when it's said and done. Now then, while you think about the entree, I'll prepare the appetizer. Are we flirting? Is this a date? He takes a small tablet out of his shirt sleeve, cracks it in half, and drops it in my teacup. The other half goes in his own. You can't expect me to drink that. Half and half, an equal dose. I wouldn't kill us both, would I? Well then, cheers to not killing anyone. The drug tea restores my spirits instantly. Took me ages to perfect this remedy. With this new blend, that ghastly teeth gnashing anxiety's gone, leaving just the euphoria. Seems this stranger is no stranger to drugs. The pains of my withdrawals are all but absent. And for the main course, what about White Wind Elation? You must be fond of that one. His lighthearted confidence seems like a front. I get the feeling he knows you better than he's letting on. Would someone shut her up? This bloody stranger's enough trouble already. Enough of this facade. Not only did you pick my local place, you pretend to suggest my favorite blend like it was a lucky guess. I know a little something about you, it's true, but it's part and parcel of my profession. I keep tabs on people who pique my interest. What is your profession exactly? Let's say I look after Her Majesty's interests with great vigor when they align with my own. Minotaur dating sim. At first, his cryptic speech was alluring, but now it's painfully annoyance. How have you been tracking me? It wasn't all that difficult. You only have a few haunts. On with it, then. Very well, I already know of your life as a roughneck and a panhandling mage, but what about that? What about Sacred Heart? Pretend you've never heard of it. Very easy. I misread that first as Naked Stranger. That's a totally different vibe. What is that, a church? Not much of a believer myself. It's possible you've effaced those memories. Tell me about your parents. Lie! Bam! I don't remember my mother. Look here, if you insist on burying memories, then we'll need some white wind to dust the bones. Isn't Auntie better for leaving the past behind? I was a field medic in the Crimean War. I know how much Miss Emma... Morphine. All of these street names for drugs is incredible. Lets a man dream through an amputation and how much will bring an end to his misery. Let's hope his math's right. Something occurred at the Sacred Heart that you've forgotten. With the help of an opium dream, you might recall the details that will lead to your mother. Lead me to her gravesite, you mean? What would that accomplish? On the contrary, I believe she's alive. Her name came up on a ledger at Bethnal House. I've seen my share of swindlers. This takes the cake. Humor me for a moment. Matilda is, of course, her given name, but what about her family name? I don't think the sisters ever told me what it was. But if you could recall Matilda's family name, and it's on record at the orphanage and matches the ledger at Bethnal House, you could prove her identity at the hospital and by claiming kinship set her free. It means digging up memories of Sacred Heart. Not exactly how I thought the night would unfold. Even if what you describe is possible, why would I want to find her? That's up to your discretion, of course. I cannot share my own motivation for the truth. He's dreadfully opaque, isn't he? There's one of those. It's very gay. That's not surprising. I cannot force your hand, but unless you think back to those troubling times, you won't be worth more than the price on your head. He's offering me a chance to live, but only if I can draw up those memories. So what'll it be? The dream dose and a voyage beyond the banks of memory, or a death dose and the end of your days? Take the death dose? Does this have a quick save? No, I can't. This is where you quick save. This is where you quick save and you're like, what are the options? What do we do? What's happening? All right. You take the stranger's offer, eager to lose touch with harsh reality, and for a chance to recall everything that could lead to your mother's whereabouts. At this point, I could hear blank dating sim and I would believe it. Shortly after drifting away from consciousness, you find yourself being enveloped by a miasma of repressed memories. The stranger's recent inquiries reminding you of growing up in the Sacred Heart orphanage. Auntie Emma's warm embrace suddenly morphs into chilly restraints as remembrances of dooryard scuffles with bellicose orphans. Bellicose is a good word. Bellicose is a good word you don't hear enough. It's as if life's refusing to allow you to seek refuge from tangible hardships, no matter how potent your drug of choice for escapism is. This place, it is surely a dream, but all too familiar. You must find out what the stranger is seeking in your memories. Old crone. The crone hasn't gone. I appreciate how the old crone quest has been like updating in kind of very funny ways. The open arms of the angel are purely symbolic. I never had a home in this dreadful place. In truth, I spent most of my time traveling through fantasies looking for a place to call my own. Never found it, though. The courtyard is nothing but hard-packed sand and scuffy grass. Heloise watches over the children at play. By this time, you were big enough to give as good as you got, and the ones who wouldn't fight you insulted you with abandon. As the others adapted, I became more isolated. I often thought of running away. Atticus, you'll be 12 years old in a week's time. There's something I need to tell you. What's the 12 weeks? What's the difference? I'm getting out of here as soon as I can. Now, let's hear what she has to say. It's about your mother. I should have told you sooner, but I didn't know how. I'm sorry, Atticus. I wish I'd been more brave. Well, you're telling me now before I quit this place. The day you arrived, there was a ring wrapped up in your old blankets. You're old enough to have it now, and your mother left this too. Heloise hands me an old piece of parchment, a note for my mother. Can you make out what it says? No, there's no message. The truth will come in time. I'm sorry I kept this for you. Did she ever come back for me? She came back half a year later, insisted you were her child. She mentioned the note and knew the date we found you on the steps. Why didn't I go with her? Hush, Eloise is coming to that. As your mother signed in at the registry, a horse and buggy drew up outside. There was a terrible shout as someone bowled over the sister at your door. When this fellow burst in, your mother went stiff as a corpse. Could it have been my father? I don't know who he was, but he struck a panic in my heart. There was malice in his every step, a twitching, insidious man. He took your mother and she never returned. Well, that's fine. I'm sure that's fine. I'm glad no one did anything about that. I'm glad everyone just kind of let that happen and we didn't think too hard about it. Perhaps you were too young to hear the tale. Hearing this from Heloise hardened me at the time. Didn't change the fact I couldn't stand being at Sacred Heart. After I fled the orphanage, I did search for my mother until I decided there was nothing I could do. Perhaps not then, but this is now. Yeah, she came and was like, you know, talking to us about her son. And then a man rode a carriage over a nun and kidnapped her. And so we just went back about our day. I see you've recovered from the latest round of fisticuffs. Anything to say for yourself? I'm getting stronger all the time. There are many ways to be strong, dear boy. It's time you learned what your bloodline is capable of. Must be another ploy to get me to stay, but I'll be 13 in a few months, and then I'm running off for good. Being singled out as a minotaur, always having insults thrown at you, it's terrible. The bright spot is you have the gift of magic. You can develop your talents if you study the tarot. She fans out the colorful cards. They seem to buzz with an eerie electricity. Look closely at this card, the Magician, a symbol of new beginnings. One arm to the heavens and the other towards the earth. He is a conduit between the spiritual and material realms. The Magician transmutes potential energy from its ethereal state into perceptible forms. I can't say I buy it, but I'm listening. That's the spirit. Whoa! I assume they called the police. I mean, she didn't mention it. Intestinal sink. Thank you for the follow. That's a different name. Minotaurs are magical creatures. Like this magician, you are a conduit. I committed the spell to memory long ago. I'll share it with you, but only with the promise of your wholehearted trust. Okay, Heloise, I know you won't lead me astray. And I trust you. If my superiors should learn of this, I'd never wear the habit again. This is a cantrip. You must speak it over and over until it is written across your mind in bold letters. Her voice drops to a strange low whisper. Sight from the fire, hearing from the ether, smell from the air, and taste from the water. Touch down to the earth in another form. Aristotle defined 5 senses: sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing, corresponding to the elements of fire, air, water, earth, and ether. I think I understand, except for that bit about ether. I immediately started looking around and I settled on water dating sim. Ether is the energy propelling each heartbeat, the same material in the soul and the consciousness of all blooded creatures. Those with proper training can channel ether into the earthly sphere. Therein lies the power of the cantrip, the ability to transmute energy into matter. Aether is tied to hearing, so first you must learn to listen. You must hear the winds and the wiles of the heavens. I see the night is getting on. What about the rest? Very unlikely. Too many gin baths. It's alright, you've repressed it. Is it time to wake up? I dare say I'm ready for this to be over. I wonder if I'd succeeded at that if I'd have learned a cool little spell. Teddy bear with a missing eye and matted mohair fur? Fabric made from the hair of the Angora goat. Suffered the pitfalls of a rough life in the orphanage, just like the rest of us. Alkaline waters, Sudari archetype. Oh, what a pull. When midnight strikes, I'll be 13 years of age. Father Franco keeps the orphanage funds in the private office. That's my ticket out of here. Hell yeah. Let's get to the lockbox and Scarper. The house is roused. I better make my exit. Someone's coming. My only way out is through the door. Through the window. The voice in the corridor, it's too dark. I can't make out a face. Is it Heloise? What you did here, it hurt the Sacred Heart. We fell behind. We skipped over holidays and knitted clothes for the children. But it didn't happen like this. She didn't catch me in the act. The memory's been twisted by guilt. Sorry, Heloise, I had no other choice. Right, that's not what it's called. It's There's always a choice, my child, and there's still a way to make it right. Normally, I'd say drifting into deep sleep would be a merciful release from reliving such memories. Yet something compels me to push on, to be put through the ringer, to face the greatest of foes, myself. You leap from the memory of your childhood. You leap from the window of your childhood memory into a haze of opium clouds. When you awake once again, it will be in a stunningly appointed airship as the courtesan Clara Reed, one of the other characters in Sovereign Syndicate. Stay tuned for release so you can continue the story. Thanks for playing. Don't forget to add us to your wish list. That's cool. This is cool. I like this. I like this. CRPGs are fucking rad. CRPGs are rad. I have so many of them. I have so many. Hooray, successful drug users. Hooray, we drugged. We did a drug. Woo! Woo! Map promotes casual opium usage. I'm so proud. But hell yeah, this was cool. This was neat. This was neat. So yeah, Sovereign Syndicate. They're doing a giveaway of some Steam keys, which is cool. I like that idea. That's supported by Big Drug. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure that's on my wish list. That's cool. It comes out in January, which is cool. Getting out of the way of the October's just every game ever is coming out. So yeah, this was neat. I'm gonna take my morning break. When I get back, I don't know. When I get back, let's listen. We got a couple scary demos. We're just gonna listen. We're just gonna do them. It's scary time. It's scary time when I get back. That's what I'm saying. It's scary time when I get back. So, don't go anywhere.